I'm here at the Red Bull Ring in Austria for round 10. Yes, can you believe it? Last round already. Of course, joining me tonight as always is SpringbokGamer.
Yeah, Johan, the big season finale. All still up for grabs. Championship is not decided yet, and there's a few permutations. So always exciting if it can come down to the last race.
Oh well, it's kind of like what we saw on Friday night via TNB. Also, championship wasn't decided. It all went down to the last race. Coincidentally, also Austria. And yeah, how many times that I had to do live predictions and stuff. Of course, my co-commentator there put me on the spot a few times. But yeah, it's always nice to see a championship go to the wire, and it's all to fight for, all to race for, going into the last race. So that's also good for spectator value. You also ensure that all the drivers pitch up, and of course a couple of battles, so which makes it all good for us to obviously to watch.
Yeah, look, it keeps everyone interested. You know, as good as a dominating season is, it's not that great for spectators and all the other drivers. So this season has really had all of it. Mackett was dominating at the start of it, then sort of lost his way at the wrong time of the season, and I wouldn't say he's just clinging on, but he's not getting the same results as in the first half of the season.
But of course, he's still definitely much in it. But it's actually a couple of guys, depending obviously on the outcome tonight, who's going to be champion. So, but I will leave that in your hands, because you got the points table there, and you can probably assist me with some live predictions as the race progresses. Of course, we first need to get past this qualifying of just under 15 minutes to go. Short quali, of course, here at Midweek Racing. And a couple of guys, of course, as you can see, doing purple sectors, but it's because no one else has really set the lap timers yet, so they all will be provisionally fastest. But riding here with Emi Alonso, looks like he might be the first person to set the lap time, and so he does, 104.9. Sure. What a start. That is an awesome lap to start with.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong at all.
That's a marvelous lap, 104.9. Constant ZA follows with a 106.8 in the mediums.
Yeah, I can tell you yesterday, SAA league...
there we go, Mackett response, 104.7. Wow. These guys are on it already.
Yeah, the 104 is definitely top 4 time.
This is the first lap already, and we there in the high to mid 104s. Yo.
Yeah,
and of course, a bit of overcasty conditions. I'm not sure. Probably might stay dry. It might stay dry for qualifying, but not sure about the race, because that's where it's going to matter.
Yeah, I don't know if our resident weatherman has given us the race predictions yet.
Of course, Friday night via TNB, we saw a bit of a wet start to quali. It dried up. We saw no rain in the race, and funny enough, safety cars were also like non-existing.
Yeah, this is one of those tracks again where you really, I don't know what you need to do to get the safety car going.
Thanks, Robbie.
Like we mentioned previously, some of the tracks, the deployment is difficult to get going, and some others deploy for nothing. So some fine-tuning needed for the next game, definitely.
Like what we saw at Canada, at TNB just over a week ago, where I for the first time ever saw a safety car come out, which I assume is for bad weather. Never saw that in my life, but okay. Yeah. So can't say our resident weatherman, but our stand-in Rob actually came and told us it's going to be a dry race.
Ah, that's interesting, and he's not.
I beg your pardon. It actually opened up tier 2. Sorry for me. Sorry, let me just get tier 1 open, because I'm so used to just clicking on the notification. It actually notified me about tier 2. And I see tier 2 actually got a couple of viewers. No viewers is yet on tier 1. And no weather report. No weather report in tier 1 yet.
we shouldn't quit our day jobs, Juan.
Not yet though. Wow, tier 2 actually got like 9 or 10 viewers already, so that's not bad. That's what you would like, what you want to see. Of course, as the host of a league, you know, league owner, admin, whatever you want to call yourself, but that's what you want to see. That spectators, of course, for support in both tiers.
Yeah, I must commend Matter there. He's really doing a commendable job. Came out of nowhere, never expected it, and look, if anyone can do it better than us, please let us know. There's some talent out there that's maybe not the best driver out there, but in terms of commentating, I mean, you got the voice, you got the skills. Let us know if you're interested. Maybe for the next season, we can give it a go and see how it goes.
Of course, like you said, Matt was just thrown in kind of like in the deep end, of course, a race himself, but made that commentary spot also easy.
Yeah, he's now a fixture there, so long may it live.
Wonder how long that's going to last before we see him back on track, because true racer himself.
Yeah, look, I don't know the whole reasoning behind it, and if he's actually still racing on other evenings. No idea. I've not really spoken a lot to Matt, but
of course kind of fell out of a TNB league for now because of work commitments. But you know what, you never say never. Because one thing about these sim races, they go around where you might see them, then you might not see them for a bit, but somehow they always find their way back. Because there's also that camaraderie between the guys, and that's also nice to see.
yeah, I believe a racer is a racer. You might get feed off of the game at some point, your life changes, your work arrangements, but some way or another you normally find your way back to the community.
That's it. It's like being a gamer. You never ever get it out of your system, if I can call it like that. It's there, it's always be part of you. And Mackett improved. It's now down to a 104.5. As Emi Alonso also improved to a 104.7 from his 104.9. Initially, obviously, he went fastest. Mackett immediately responded with 104.7. Emi went down to 104.7, and now Mackett took it. He's down to 104.5. So these guys are taking the fight to each other already in qualifying.
Yeah, a guy that hasn't gone out yet, Noah Raider, strangely. He's still parked off in the pits.
Yep. Sniffleize is back in the pits, of course. Pickle and Valandel is on outlaps with just under 9 minutes to go. So Noah Raider, the only guy who didn't blink as yet.
Yeah, he yesterday staged the come from
Oh, and a big moment there for Dukester. Oh, yeah, there we go. He did spin facing the wrong way, and there's damage to the end plate there. Just losing the back end, I assume.
Yeah, 107.776 versus a 770.
Yeah, that is what, 6 thousandths of a second. Wow.
Yeah, I'm sure Dukester would like to start off next to Mackett.
And Rangers also not far off.
Mates.
Also 104.9. So, yeah, it looks like we can actually have a couple of guys going at each other tonight. It's not going to be a one-horse race.
Yeah, now look, this track, I can feel it in my bones. It's going to be a cracker tonight.
And of course,
everyone knows it's the last race of the season. So many different spots up for grabs. Drivers bunched up together.
I just want to say, of course, to the viewers there, if Art says he feels it in his bones, that's as good as some Goma bones. It's always something happening. If he feels it there, definitely something's bound to happen.
Yeah, look, we saw Friday evening. My fellow ex-commentator, he'll be back soon. Dirk, he stumbled over, lost the championship, basically second last lap.
Second last lap. And it was literally a few corners to go before he would have started the final lap. And he was in the right position. He didn't need to do anything, and he actually did a perfect job just managing his race. Didn't risk the car, keeping it clean. He actually had no penalties either. And then yeah, it just happened where someone lost the back end of a car, and he was at on the wrong part of the track at the wrong time, and looks like he made contact.
Yeah, so let's hope tonight doesn't have similar
Yes,
drama
no.
for Mackett, but
No.
let's see.
But that's also what's nice about the 3 leagues. Of course, this season was TNB actually had the track, and then Monday night, of course, and now then Tuesday night will be basically, yeah, Midweek Racing will be the last of the 3 to run the same track. Of course, a couple of guys out there might say, but why the same track? Well, why not? Because at the end of the day, some of these guys race in all 3 leagues. By the time they get you on a Tuesday night, they know this track back to front. Because not to mention the practice also that some of the guys put in. And trust me, some of the guys spent hours practicing. They take this really serious.
Yeah, look, I mean, a lot of guys was basically either that or they had to start picking and choosing and not racing in some of the leagues, because to try and practice for all 3 different ones.
Exactly.
Practically, you know, you still got the Asseto Corsas and the rallies and the project cars in between and everything else.
Asseto Corsa coming to PlayStation later this month, so there's another span in the works.
So I mean, for some oaks, the fact that it's all the same track means that I practice once.
Oh yeah, Boinkies indeed. Boinkies with a big moment there, coming out of the first corner, lost the back end, but looks like front wing is still intact. Just losing it there, went off track there, but he's on his way again. So if I'm interrupting you there, I just got Boinkies there. I saw the yellow flag, and yeah, it was Boinkies indeed. Because I saw his teammate when his teammate was moving, so I assumed it was only him, and true, it was him. Yeah, so like I was saying, so of course there's a couple of racing leads happening. So now imagine you have people driving in all 3, and each one have a different track every night. Whoever guy's going to get the time to practice all 3. So keeping it the same, you can practice once, and then you have all 3 tracks pretty much sorted, all 3 leagues. So, and of course, like I also said, there's a lot of other stuff happening. So it's also to be considered also towards those guys, because come on, it takes a lot. It's a lot of pressure if you want to perform, and yet every second, third night you drive a different track.
Yeah, look, unfortunately, most of us are petrol heads, so if there's wheels on it, we're going to try and
Dukester goes fastest, 104.3.
Oh, what a lap.
Wow. Dukester and Mackett going to really battle each other tonight if quali is already something to go on.
Yo, Johan, I'm now shooting from the hip, but I can't recall we've ever seen 103s being broken on Austria.
Don't tempt these guys.
See it tonight?
Don't tempt these guys. Because that's pretty much what Mackett's going to have to find if he want to counter Dukester for good.
Look, he's playing a different game. He's out in the mediums, so he wants to come much stronger in the second half of the race. Trying a whole different strategy here.
I don't think, yeah, no, Noorrede definitely. But you know what? It's like Quinton and Bahrain comes to mind. Actually put it on pole with mediums. Lost 1 position at the start because obviously the mediums is a bit slower on the pull away. And then actually still came back and won that race, and that was on medium tyres in its first stint. So it's possible. Noorrede is not slow.
Yeah, look, I can, if memory serves me correct, that's exactly what he did yesterday evening, and made it work with the mediums. Patient in the beginning, and it came strongly in the end.
Okay, most unlikely weatherman, but thank you, Pickle. Pickle says wet at the end, and the rest is dry and sunny. So we might have a bit of rain at the end of the race.
That might throw a big spanner in their works.
A moo, Staffy. Staffy for the change not coming in here mooing. Coming in bow wow.
Yeah, is it gonna be one of those where you have to go and pit, but you don't want to go and pit, and it's getting slippery? And...
especially if it's the end. We saw that. I recall actually Mexico earlier this season where TNB, where Jeff even told some of the guys interest, and yet it didn't look like really interest. Some of the guys had to go and change. Funny enough, the championship winner, of course, not Kimi. He started the season here and of course withdrew. He actually won that race, but he was one of the guys caught out by Jeff's, as he would call it, the crayon strategy. Of course, Jeff with all his crayons put him on Intis, and it's almost like immediately had to pit again because the rain stopped. So yeah, let's hope it's not the case, because that really is going to throw things upside down.
Yeah.
Maak it on a hot lap, but doesn't look like he's going oh, okay, as I was just about to say, he's not going specifically fast. He actually managed a purple first sector. Sorry, not first sector, I mean second sector. Riding on board with him now.
Oh, going a bit wide.
Yeah, I might have lost some time. No, he didn't. 104.2.
He's a 103 on the cards here.
Well, Dukester's on the out lap, but he might just come around enough. He might be 25 seconds now. Coming around the final sequence of corners, so he will have time to start another lap. Of course, Mackett, not sure if he's actually still on another lap or just making his way back into the pits. Oh, and there we go. Dukester invalidates his lap. He took too much of that first corner. That's it, invalidated lap. So Mackett will get pole unless someone else from nowhere. Quentin Zede coming around final corners. Let's see what he can do. No, no change. He stays third. Emil Alonso's in the pits. Ranger Trevette. Looks like he's actually on a fast lap still. Go. Mackett retired. Dickie P looks like he left the session and then came back in. And then there was silence. Wonder where's my co-commentator?
Got some last minute WhatsApp messages flying here. Connor Young also missed another reserve driver. Now thinking of if there is any way for me to get him into the lobby, but I think that boat has sailed. Commentators unable to actually send invites.
Yeah.
One of those nice unwanted features that Codemasters has implemented. You're a commentator, but you cannot invite in a lobby. But anyway, it is what it is. So, all wrapped up, ready to go. Mackett putting it on pole in the final race of the season. Dukester alongside him, as Dukester wanted it to have that front row locked out. Quentin Zede slipping in second row. Emil Alonso, Ranger Trevette, Boinkies, Dickie P7, Noah Raider, only driver on mediums in 8th, Staffy 9th, Sniffleizer filling out the top 10, Pickle and Valandel, last two drivers, and then we'll have Connor Young and Vino for real also, two fast drivers. I mean,
they
Vino
managed
was
to join
Friday evening.
Hey, Vino, of course, yeah, that's a good thing, because Vino Friday night where TMB started at the back, also missed quali, joined, started the race right at the back. That was 15th place. He fought all his way through and he actually won that race, proving yet again what I said before. Last place is not necessarily the worst place to start, and a couple of guys managed to win it from last place, so don't count yourself out if you're in last place.
Yesterday we saw it, Noah Raider doing it, so definitely. Basically the last two races it's been done, Friday and Monday, so guys just looking at the last options here, strategies being looked at. Some Oaks likes to underfuel like Boinkies, some likes to overfuel, running it rich plenty.
Let's see who goes with what strategy.
And there's tire choice for Connor Young and Vino, so let's see, are they gonna they wait, knowing both of them? I think they're gonna go for the more attacking soft tire first. But you never know. Let's see. 2 seconds left on the counter there.
Just formation lap is a go. No.
Oof, I'm excited. I don't know why. Is it the season finale feeling? Is it Austria? Let's hope, according to all the calculations, Mackett, he just needs to put it in P8 or better, and he's got this championship wrapped up. But in saying that, so easy to make it all come tumbling down. One small mistake. He just needs to keep his head together. We saw 2-3 races ago, he started to show some small cracks in the way he approaches races. Normally a guy that doesn't have to take huge chances, but almost there was a air of desperation. Hoping tonight he's got it all nailed down.
Just remind me, the leader of course is Mackett, and there's a 22-point lead, isn't it?
Exactly, we've worked it out. He needs 4 points. 4 points, P8 or better. That's it.
Well, if you think about it, let's say for argument's sake, the second person win and they get fastest lap, that's 26 points. So 4 points will make it even. So technically it's 5 points.
Yeah.
To counter that 1 point, because otherwise, because if it's even, I'm not sure how you can decide it, because obviously, I actually mentioned Friday night at TNB, the rules also cater for that. If it's a deadlock at the end, then there's an extra race at the end. I'm not sure if you look at most wins. But so I would say, to be safe, you just need to get 5 points. Then even if that person get full points with a fastest lap, he's still done enough. So 5 points will be safe for Mackett.
Exactly, P7.
So he doesn't need to take huge risks. He just need to manage it and stay around about 7th place. There we go, watch for the lights.
Yeah, you want to take us through it?
And it's, come on. Come on, go! Oh, well, Staffy looked like he had a brilliant start, but then losing momentum. Dukester was looking for a moment on the inside and then slammed on the brakes, so Mackett is cleanly away, leading the pack. Oh, and some contact there. Oh, a couple of cars off. Staffy, one of him. Looks like Boinkies, Boinkies in that first corner is not best of friends tonight. Of course, we saw him in quali spinning there as well. Noir Raider's in the mix. Oh, Noir Raider would not like that. Luckily he's on the mediums, so he's on the harder tyres still. But is that front wing intact? That's the $1 million question.
Yeah, that's exactly what Mackett wanted. A little bit of an incident behind
front
him.
Wing is intact, so he won't need to stop. But I'm not sure if Boinkies are that lucky. Looks like he might be struggling with some downforce.
I can confirm Connor Young's end plate on the left-hand side is gone.
Oh, so he was also one of the guys there, and I think Vino might have been also involved in there. Yes.
Vino's also missing an end plate.
Yes, much more than just the end plate. So Vino's definitely on his way back into the pits. There we go, diving in. Staffy stays out, so it doesn't look like Staffy picked up any damage, or at least not enough for him to pit.
Oh, Noah Raider also into the pit, so
there we go.
Also came second.
And Dickie P as well into the pit, so...
Oh, Quinton gone.
5 guys.
That looks like a crash.
Yeah, that is a crash.
That plays into the pits.
That triggered the VSC. Also out of that first corner. Well, this is a bit unusual. I know if you catch it a bit slightly off, it's going to throw you, but it's been a while since I saw someone actually having issues with that first corner. And Boinkies already twice tonight in qualifying and now was involved in that first corner incident.
Look, it could be that they maybe cut it slightly too much. I know that curb has got the tendency to lift your car almost, put it in a bit of a ramp. And then you lose traction completely.
And it's like a woman, like a guy who can't resist a woman. That corner, it invites you to cut it. You can't help but to want to cut it. And like you say, when something like that happens. Ranger Trevette is, of course, into second place. Even Sniffleiser now up to third. Dukester is in the pit, so I think Dukester might also have some damage. Yes, there we go. Front wing is being changed. So Dukester also losing places. So why would Mackett want 7th place if he can have a win? Because everyone else behind him seems to have some issues or tripping over each other, and he's just at the right place because nobody for him to trip over. So it's playing very well into his hands. But of course, Ranger Trevette might have ideas of his own. Just 1.3 seconds the gap between the two.
Yeah, Noir Raider again into the pits. Strangely, and looks like he's serving.
And he retired. That is why he came into the pits. He retired. He called it quits. He's not going to continue with that.
Right, back to the action. Mackett 2.1 seconds now.
Oh, 3 seconds already for Ranger Trevette, and it's only lap 3. Well, starting now lap 4. Mackett fastest lap. 1:08.2. Wow, that gap actually increased with more than a second. It was just 1.3 a moment ago, already 2.6.
Yeah, VSC triggered again, as we said before this track. VSC's plenty, no safety car, or not that easy to get a safety car.
Not sure why VSC, because Noir Raider retired in the pits. He drove into the pits and then retired. It's funny enough, I actually saw Carterboy 45 doing the same Friday night at TNB. And you must respect the guys for following the rules, realizing they're not going to want to continue. They drove into the pits and then retire. So, and yet then you still get yellow flag conditions.
Yeah, I've heard it plenty of times mentioned on the Codemasters forums that he does that sometimes.
Sorry. On the comments, just want to know who is Mackett's closest rival? Is that Dukester?
Dukester, let's just confirm. It should be Dukester. And that's why it was so exciting. Dukester basically had to win to make it happen. And he was on the front row, but all the plans came all tumbling down.
So, to be honest, Mackett didn't even need to win. All he need to do, even if they're outside the points. If Mackett's outside the points, then just need to make sure that Dukester's also outside the points. Because if Mackett keeps Dukester behind him, that's it. That's all they need to do. Nothing funny, because now Dukester is behind, so that's more than enough.
Yeah, look, the bottom line was Dukester had to win and Mackett not score 5 points.
That's it.
So if it's like now, that's it. Mackett's got it in the bag. Don't want to jinx him, but
he need to go down to 7th place. But at the same time, you also need Dukester to make up 8 places into first.
Yeah, basically those two names need to swap out.
Yeah, because that's actually, you're 100% correct, because if Dukester can get to first and Mackett drops down all the way to 8th, then that way Dukester will actually have a championship.
Yeah, now look,
we are now, it's going to be some miraculous event. Because Mackett again goes fast, so he's not slowing down. He's going to go about it his normal way, and that is foot in the hook as always.
Yeah, and crucially, he is extending the gap on Trevette.
Another second.
No challenge from behind. He's having a dream race so far. Not having to defend, not having to worry about anything. A clean track in front of him.
And utilizing that clean air. I must say, one of the big winners, well, two of the biggest winners, Pickle and Belandel, 4th and 5th at the moment. And Staffy actually following close in 6th. Those guys were more towards the back, so that incident in the first corner actually really brought up, because all the guys that was in front of him had to stop as well. As you can see, most of his guys actually all from 7th all the way down to 12th are all on medium tires.
Yeah, Sniffleiser as well. Sniffleiser, Pickle and Belandel all making 7 positions up.
Valandel, of course, started on his mediums. Guys pretty much from first to sixth. Those are actually the tyres that they started the race with.
Yeah, the other driver also making big inroads, Connor Young. He's made up 5 positions already.
Yeah, can't write him out either, of course. He had this season with going from steering wheel to control, but that's also a guy that have some pace. It's just for him now to get back on the ball and of course get that sweet spot again.
Yeah, look, I might be wrong if I don't. I'm sure he was our previous season 3 champion, so he got somewhere stuck in limbo during lockdown at a girlfriend's place. Had to pick between his PlayStation and his girlfriend, and the girlfriend won and lost out on a few races. Then he eventually found his PlayStation, then couldn't get the rig, and it was just a difficult season for the young man.
Oh, Rangers Revette with another 3-second time penalty. So technically speaking, that gap between him and Mac is now 13 seconds.
Yeah, now look, he's finding it a bit difficult. Pickle into the pits.
Gap is now over 7.5 seconds. Of course, there's leaving the penalties aside because that's only going to come in at the end of a race. So Mac is really moving along, using these soft tyres, because obviously they will start about stopping in the next few laps because those soft tyres only last that.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, around lap 12 should be your normal pit window, start of the pit window. Not sure why Pickle went early. He went on hard tyres, so didn't change his front wing. Not sure at all why he pitted so early.
Yeah, because no front wing means no damage, what. So at the end of the day, I stopped early and now you're actually going to go for the hard tyres, which is actually slow. So yes, you can make it to the end, but what was the point?
Yeah, pitting 4 laps early to fit the hards. Difficult call that to understand, but anyways.
So far looking good for Pickle. No disconnectors yet unless I missed something.
Yeah, back to the action. Connor Young hot on the tail of Emi. Is he going to make a move on the inside?
Yes, guy, I'm on the inside as you say it. As you say it, I moved over, and yes, and that's actually what happened. Not just time. Just saw the last bit of that. Thank you for that.
Yeah, personally, that specific corner, oh, I've had so many difficulties. If you touch that inside curb, you get a slide at 260 that just never ends well.
Dirkster back into 6. He will need to put soon as well. He's on the softs. Oh, and Emil Alonso is going to try to have a go back at corner.
Yeah, on this
he's
track
having DRS now, right in the back of the gearbox spot. Connor Young forcing him to go on the outside. Connor Young defending, locking up a bit. Emi might have a better drive, but now Connor will have insight into the next corner. Oh, Emi. Oh, these two are going.
Excellent driving here.
Lewis Hamilton versus Max Verstappen. Because this is exactly what it looks like with 2 cars as well. We're actually staying in touch. So staying in touch with Dirkster.
As I mentioned before, on this track's one of those that you actually want to sit behind someone, build up that ERS, wait
and
for these long
Emi
DRS
is
zones.
using the DRS of that Mercedes to full extent. But Connor just defending on the inside. He just placed his car the right time at the right place. Let's see what happens under this next DRS zone. Connor Young going on the inside again. Emi not close enough this time.
Looking
right behind them is Vino. Vino is actually also in the mix.
Yeah.
Of course, the winner Friday night fair in 100% race. So he will have also a lot of confidence, and he fought his way back from the back of the grid, so surely he can do it again. So lots of confidence there.
Yeah, one of the other factors which helps running the same track, you start fine-tuning whatever you done wrong on the Friday, whatever strategy call you got wrong, fine-tune it Monday, get it all right on a Tuesday. If you had a good result, you stick to the same stuff and just
Correct me if
try
I'm
and
wrong,
do it better.
but Staffy is one of them who also do all three.
No. Steffi
no longer
is
at
not
Monday
a
nights.
no assist driver.
Oh yeah, true. Mind you, now that you mention it, that's what Monday night is about. No assists at all, and I know he prefers some of his assists. Staffy now with a better drive out of the corners, you're going to have a yes. He actually going to go on the inside. Luckily, Valandel saw him
never
coming.
made an effort. I don't think he was going to block him.
Yeah, but he also, there was no point. He actually saw Staffy, and Staffy had a much better momentum there. So can Staffy try to chase down Snuffleiser? Ranger Trevette now almost 13 seconds behind Mackett in front. Whoa! It actually coming out of it first corner, going straight off a track onto the grass. Not having the best of races, although second place, but if I'm saying not the best of races is what we actually saw Ranger Trevette before, and I mean last week as well, pole position. I was serious pace, he's just not coming together for him tonight, although he sits strong in second place, but I'm sure he would have loved to be able to hang on to Mackett.
Yeah, just back to the other drivers, something happened. Connor Young back in P9, Alonso P7, and Vino in
Vino
between
also
them,
behind Vino past Connor Young, I mean. And
so
now Connor Young's going to have a look at Vino. Connor Young on the inside, but Vino keeps his line. Vino surely will have a better drive next time round. Vino fighting, staying with him. Yeah, Vino, but still side by side.
Side by side.
Vino for now in front. If these two can keep each other busy, that allows Emu the opportunity to move away, as he need to get past Valandel. Right in the back of that Rosso. Oh, Valandel 3 seconds. Runs wide. And that actually allows Emu to get past and Vino eventually to get past.
Yeah,
but Connor Young will have DRS now.
Connor Young giving it plenty, almost losing the back end there. And I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 races, all less than a second.
Yeah, no racing right in front, but it doesn't mean we don't see any racing at all. A very feisty midfield tonight.
Oh, Connor Young puts it on the inside, catches out Valandel. Back into P8.
Trying to catch again with Vino. Vino, of course, right on the tail of Emi.
Yeah, and crucially, Duxter himself within DRS of Staffy.
Ranger Trevette in the pits. Snuffleiser gets promoted to second. Mackett almost got a whole pit stop on Snuffleiser, 18.7 seconds. That's a massive gap already. That's more than a second a lap.
Yeah.
Alonso feeling the pressure from Vino. Connor Young's also in there, staying in touch with these guys.
Oh, Steffi and Emi side by side, exciting stuff.
Steffi fighting with Dukester, and Emi Alonso is right behind him. Steffi also looking racing of late. But the downside is he's going to have to pit soon.
Yeah, look, I think by this end of this lap, it's probably going to be the
Mackett race leaders in.
Already into the pits.
So Staffy will probably join, so maybe a double stop for this lap. Snuffleiser stayed out. Snuffleiser stayed out.
Staffy lining up. Yeah, he's into the pits.
Mackett is out. Yeah, Mackett manages to get the car actually out in front of Snuffleiser, so also with DRS, so that was actually a well-timed stop. Didn't give up a position in the pits, and he joined with more than second, so The car behind can't even have DRS on him. Oh,
Yeah.
looks like Vino. Vino had a moment. Yeah, Vino, front wing gone. The whole one side of that wing is gone. So Vino will have to find his way back to the pits, because there's nothing left of that wing pretty much.
Look, not a big problem. Lap 15, you got 21 to, yeah, look, probably have to pit darts, make it to the end.
Yeah, especially after that early stop as well. Now you have to stop again. Oh, and here we go. Conor Young really racing tonight. Emi Alonso feeling the pressure again.
Nephilizer, oh, and he gets 5 seconds. The pit
coming into just too hot. Already lap 16 of 36, so another 20 to go after this one.
Back to the action here. Conor Young, Emi Alonso. Similar pace, similar tires, similar strategy.
Maybe Alonso now this time. He would have seen what Conor Young did the last time round when he was behind. He took to the inside, sending Conor Young on the outside. Conor Young actually pulls it off, but runs wide. Emi's going to have a better drive, and Emi also got the DRS.
Yes.
Conor down trying to find a bit of slipstream there. Dive to the outside again, but no. Emi is having nothing of it.
Ooh. Conor Young confirmed to me he's running no assist, so slightly finding it difficult on the traction and braking. See, he's pushing it to the limits. That car is twitchy.
Mackett, a 107 on that fresh set of mediums. 107.8. Why would someone else get the fastest lap if he can? Oh, Conor Young runs wide.
Manages
massively,
to keep it together.
Massively wide.
It almost ended up in tears.
Gives Emi a bit of a breather.
As we speak, Valandel, Ranger Trevet, also a nice battle going. Trevet making his way past Valandel. Valandel not really defending.
Pico now up to 8th place. But surely Staffy will chase him down on the softer tyre.
Yeah, as we mentioned, strange call on those hards, but you might see it differently. Can confirm, looks like Vino fitted mediums and it's gonna make them last to the end, hopefully.
Possible, because we already seeing 15, 14 laps in front there. Conor Young, Emi, even Dirk. While there's Boinkies on 15 with DKP already, so it's possible.
Yeah, look, obviously what we almost completely forgot is that little bit of a rain issue right at the end of the race. So
correct.
It might mean that a couple of laps before lap 36 you'll all have to pit, so maybe he's also banking on that.
Not sure if Pickle is aware of a potential rain at the end. Hence you went for the hard. Duke's back into second place, but his tyres is like 12 laps older.
Oh, Vino losing it big time on the last corner.
And he gets a time penalty just for good measure.
Yeah, he did a high-speed slide. Looking through the field here, Ranger Trevet now chasing down Sniffleizer. Trevet should be way faster on those fresh set of softs. Sniffleizer gonna start feeling the heat.
The lead there, 14.2 seconds.
Trevet now 0.2. They're gonna end up side by side here on this corner 3. A little bit of a wheel bang just for good measure.
See, hey. It's funny enough it's actually weird to think there might be rain, but if you look at the camera shots that we just saw, it looks like there is definitely clouds moving in. Because nice and sunny, but when you see a shot of the clouds, and then you can see there is actually cloud buildup. And 16 laps to go, well, 15 almost. It's possible, especially that prediction that Pickle made at the beginning. If that actually comes true, oh. So yeah, let's wait and see. Gap in front still growing, now over 15 seconds.
Yeah,
Mac is really enjoying himself.
Dukester still has to go and pit as well, so huge gap.
Of course, Mackett will be sorted if it's going to be rain, because he only need to stop for the inters. Dukester will have to stop and then probably stop again if he is going to be swapped to inters later, because there's no way those tires will last till then. That's going to be a big ask.
Looking down the field, Steffi, he overtakes Pickle. Pickle overshoots corner 3. Boinky's also in on the action.
Of course, your two teammates there at TNB, Boinky's and Steffi.
Yeah, 2 of the Ocean's 3 running here. And the third member commentating, so yeah, they really had a nice time with the 2 lads.
Of course, Boinky's a former TNB champion and finishing runner-up now in the season we concluded on Friday.
Yeah, must say I really enjoyed the format. It's nice getting to know other Oaks viewpoints, other strategies, other setups being discussed. So nice touch. I think everyone enjoyed it.
I must say I actually enjoyed how it came out in the end. We obviously chose a complete different point system. That worked. And we about 3 teammates, because multiplayer cars allows that. 3 teammates in one team. And something I saw for the very first time, as Boinky's going to have a go on the outside Staffy, and with DRS he actually going to make it Boinky's, or is he? Staffy's going to come back at him.
But he will going to leave it at that.
But he will have insight now, so surely this time it's done and dusted. But Staffy's staying with him, so Boinky's will have to watch his back. Of course, as I was saying there at Friday night, the first time I saw this, normally the guys all party chat, and you'll have like anything from 5 to 8, maybe now with the bigger parties, even 10 guys in one party chatting while racing. This season, of course, was the first time I ever saw split parties as Staffy dive on the inside. DRS gave him use a moment. Oh, and Pickle also having a look. But he's going to get a 3-second time penalty for his efforts, just taking too much of a corner. Staffy put a wheel on the grass. Crash. Just as Boinky's virtual safety car again, so Boinky's was there pressuring. And of course, Pickle got a nice tow there. Not sure if the pressure from or what, but Staff put a wheel on the grass, and that was enough to send him in the barriers. So that's game, set, match, Staffy. Meantime, Dukester now. Dukester is actually diving into the pits now, using that VSC. Kind of young, but 20 laps already on those tires. Surely he's also going to have to think about stopping soon. Of course, coming back to that party chat, you have actually had 5, 6 different party chats, where each team had their own chat for their members, and not the usual everybody just mix and match together. So yeah, it was nice to see lots of, like you just said, different strategies, a lot of things discussed. It actually gave a whole different aspect to it, and makes it makes it interesting and makes it enjoyable if things just go a little bit different compared to the norm.
Yeah, definitely one of the better seasons I've had. And
you actually enjoyed yourself. And actually, I didn't mention it Friday and on the stream, and I'm not saying it because you're here in the comms box with me. if I must actually, if there was an award or point whatever for the most consistent driver, now if I look at starts, the qualifying, able to finish race, my most consistent racer for last season at TNB would be SpringbokGamer. And of course, it's easier for us to judge sitting in the car because we see the different angles and ride on board with drivers. So I would definitely say you the most consistent driver last season.
Yeah, look, that is probably what I aim for to be. Obviously, not the fastest, but yeah.
Well,
That's what
you finished ahead of a good couple of people, and you actually finished ahead of one of your teammates.
Yeah, that's what some oaks, they've got the theory going. That's why I'm doing so well in the rally. Because obviously that's also much longer, much more having to preserve your little rally car and not damage it too much, not take too much chances. And
of course, if they go all speed in a rally car, the chance of crashing is so much bigger. Ranger Truett finding himself in third place within DRS from Connor.
Yeah,
of course, but 10 laps already on those softs, but Connor Young surely 23 laps now on those mediums. Dukester goes faster, so 107.3 on those fresh set of mediums. 11 laps to go after this. Getting a bit more gloomy.
Yeah, it's definitely heading to that point where you're going to start wondering about when is the first drop's going to fall.
Ranger Truett just not gaining any further in DRS, but just not making real progress. Because both of them are on relatively old tyres, just different tyre compounds at the moment.
Yeah, and don't forget about Dukester, only 1.1 behind 2 lap for mediums, so he's making slow progress, also pulling the Ranger in.
But Mackett still obviously said, they say for argument's sake, if Dukester come to take for the pass, I'm sure Mackett won't fight him too hard, because even if Mackett is second, that's enough for a championship.
Exactly.
So Mackett's still the one in the better position at the moment.
Yeah, now look, he's got this race all figured out, bossing it, controlling it, so that first
here we go,
Dukester
with a much better drive out of it first corner. Right now at the end of this Ranger Truett Connor Young battle.
Trying to take them both.
Nicely spotted, but a bit of a gamble, but nicely spotted there by Dukester. Breaking Ranger Truett.
Like but worked out for him.
Oh, we got a yellow flag again.
Oi! And Truett takes out Connor Young. What a pity.
And Midam at the back of it, coming out of that first DRS zone. Sniffleizer actually spun and he's got wing damage. The Sniffleizer will be on his way back to the pits. Dukester in second. The question is, can he catch Mackett? But as I just said a moment or two ago, even if he catch Mackett, it's not going to be enough. Mackett would be happy to give first place to him, because at the end of the day, it's better to just pull over and avoid contact. Because championship is Mackett's if he stays in the top 6 at least.
Exactly. Just back to Connor Young. 25 laps now on those mediums.
Yes, still staying out.
Easy there we go. And try and make them last until the end. Big gamble.
27. This is lap 27 out of 36, and we finally saw Pickle leave the session.
Much better internet from him, seemingly.
It lasted longer than usual, so yeah, it would be nice to see if there can also be some sort of improvement, because I know how eager he and his brother is to race. Always tough if you have 2 consoles on one internet. Of course, one router supplying to both, and if your download is like small, it's not worth it. It's not going to make life easy for you. And finally, Connor Young decides to pit.
Yo, he kept it according to me, slightly too long, but
It's getting
he has
cool, it's
surprised us
getting
previously.
darker. It's getting darker.
Is this going to be a teaser with 1 lap to go?
I think it's
Drops
just going to be
falling?
that because it's rather late. I mean, just 8 laps to go after this. I don't see anybody really going to make a move for Inters if it starts raining now. Pointies are fighting hard, chasing down his teammate.
Yeah, Valandel actually last few races has really started showing his pace. Also a driver that's always been there but never quite getting it to the top 6, and now regularly showing much better results than
did I
previously.
see rain?
Did I also see correct? Yeah.
Yeah. It's almost like that little, like a couple of white stripes kind of thing motion, and that's normally when it starts raining.
Is this gonna catch out
Boy.
someone? Is this
Yeah,
gonna
riding on board here with Boykies, you can clearly see the raindrops falling. Camera has got a few drops, and I mean there's enough laps left to make things happen. What you said, that teaser, is it not? Is it worth it or not? What? So it's just enough to make the guys think.
Side by side, yeah, Boinkies, Valandel, Boinkies lets him through wisely.
Oh, Valandel slows down. But Boinkies will have surely the momentum now with DRS as well, because it's this DRS sector. And of course, the next sector as well is DRS.
Oh, Valandel
very wide. Oh, Boinkies back in. Ooh, wow. Almost.
Luckily backs out of the throttle.
Now all that hard work is gone. He's going to have to do this all over again.
And strangely, Pickle into the pits, Inters. That's slightly
early.
Oh,
Boinkies runs very deep, and actually DRS is disabled, so we're going to see pits for wet tires.
Bang! Pickle,
Pickle is on Inters. But that is because the AI is in control of that car. That's a ghost car.
There
Dukester on the Inters. Dukester is pitted, also well called by Dukester. Mackett still have to negotiate this last sector.
Yeah, crucially, if someone like Boinkies, who actually loves the rain, finds it difficult.
Connie Young, Ranger Trevette, also now in Inters. Vino coming in.
You know it's now treacherous out there.
Oh wow, I'm surprised how quick this track turned from dry to wet.
Yeah,
and it's not going to just be a teaser, it's actually people having to stop. So Dukester stopped literally a lap or two before the rain came down.
Mackett now into the pits.
He's got enough gap. Emi Alonso, of course, a sitting duck. He's still on the dry tires. Dukester coming past him very easily. Mackett now exiting the pit.
Pickle joining again.
He's on his way. Dukester coming around the final corner now.
Emi last one to head into the pits.
Mackett already into that second corner pretty much. So enough of a gap between him and Dukester. 5 laps to go.
Yeah, 24 seconds, that's huge.
Emi the last guy to pit for Inters. Oh, and it's not Inters. Here we go. I'm not sure if he got caught out or is this a Jeff move, but Emi is on mediums instead of Inters.
Oh, goodness gracious. Yeah.
Oh, bit of contact there with a pit wall on the way out. Not what he would have wanted. He's definitely sitting duck, yeah. Those guys behind him is going to catch him at the rate of knots, and they're just going to pass him like he's not there.
Yeah, strange to see that from the Red Bull crew. Normally a team that's bang on strategy. Don't know if someone slipped up there on the tire classification or what.
Unless he knows something we don't, but then why pit again? Because you could have stayed out.
Oof, no, he's
slip slide in the rain.
Sliding. Vino now rapidly closing in.
Oh yes, that gap was like 30 seconds not too long ago. We're now looking at 11.
Back to the action. Connor Young on Ranger Trevet. Is he gonna make?
Ooh,
Ranger
Trevet said no.
Do that same move in the rain?
Ooh,
really harassing Trevet, yeah.
Twitch there from Ranger Trevet, but Connor Young's got a much better drive. Plus he's got for toe, but not enough momentum.
Guys really finding this no traction control. Oh, difficult to negotiate.
But this time Connor Young is going to make it side by side.
Heading into corner 3. Let's see the braking. Oh, Connor Young keeps it
inside. Okay, can Ranger now counter, use for the toe. Oh, it's going to go on the outside.
Remember, this is the corner we actually tapped Connor out, spun them both out. Went slightly too hot. I always find that corner being a downhill, that you actually got to give it another 5 meters earlier than where you should be braking.
Looks like Imi just lost for place to Vino, but he is back on Inters now.
Yeah, that lapse in concentration really costed him a position there, if not even 2.
TQP's car is ghosting. There's pretty much 10 drivers left. Looks like Pickle has regained his car.
Yes, yeah. If he finishes P7, that's the best he's done in this. And he's left it for the last race of the season.
Finishing the season on a high. But that's what you want to see, just to carry that momentum, that confidence into next season. Of course, next season is going to be F1 2020.
Yeah, as they say, you're as good as your last race, and you can have a good result. You can walk away from the season feeling much better.
Of course, the big anticipation is F1 2020, which releases early in July. Of course,
yeah, touch and go, less than 50 days away.
That's it. Well, less than 30 days regardless. It's just unfortunately no pre-orders yet on the PlayStation Store. There's a couple of places, of course, game stores online, and of course some of the retailers like BT who actually have a game on pre-order, but not on PlayStation as yet. Because a lot of guys are waiting in anticipation to download. So, of course, correct me if I'm wrong, but here now as well, being the last race tonight, there's also going to be a bit of a break here, and of course when the next season starts, it's going to be F1 2020, which will probably be anything towards the mid to end of July.
Exactly. It seems like you've read our announcement. So yeah, look, is like that. The guys will arrange anything from 5 lappers, classics, all ideas being thrown around.
Yeah.
Get the hunger back. Some of these drivers maybe having
another penalty.
Too much racing.
Yeah, but there's going to be those classics and stuff, obviously, just to give F1 2019 a proper send-off. And then, of course, mid to end July, just to give everybody enough time, of course, to get the game and get to grips with it. And yeah, then we can go racing again.
Yes, let's hope it's in a stable version quite quickly, and not
let's
a lot
hope
of patches needed.
And let's hope there's no delays. Let's hope it stays with the original release date.
Yeah,
Ooh, ghosting. One of the Toro Rossos are ghosting.
Oh, back to the action.
No, unless of course, no, that was a blue flag. That was for Landal, that's obviously ghosting for the blue flag.
Just back to the last action on the track, Trevet and Connor Young still locked in a battle here.
Of course, Connor Young got past Ranger, but Ranger not letting him go.
Yeah,
of course,
Ranger on this
at the
corner
back,
always coming in hot. Let's see.
For back you got
Needs
the
to
two
break.
Toro Rossos as well for battling.
Go. Yeah, Boinkies Verlandel. Boinkies obviously the rain expert. He's now in the territory he wants to be in on those inters.
A few more corners to go, so I must say actually what's nice about it, if it's close racing, fighting till the end, a very last start finish line, well finish line more specifically, very last finish line at the end of the season. And of course if you have your last race where it's all excitement and it's a lot of action, you don't even realize how quick the lap counter counts down, because as you can see we're actually on the last lap and a few more corners to go. Riding on board here with Mackett, he's going to come around the last few corners, and then pretty much this is going to be his race, and that means he's going to be the new champion.
Yeah, season 5 champ, Mackett. Really dominating race here.
Oh, and Verlandel retired on the last lap.
Yeah, look, he's completed 90%, so he will be classified P10. No big loss for him there. P10 finish in any case.
Well done, Mackett. A race winner and of course the champion for season 5. What a way to clinch the championship, win your last race.
Yeah, Dookster classified P2. Let's see Connor Young.
Still a little way off.
His penalty's gonna play a role in this battle.
Yeah, but then Connor Young should still stay in front, because I saw a less penalty count for Connor.
Let's watch it. Let's watch it.
Connor Young,
and crucially, yeah, the red stays behind.
just waiting for Vino to come through. Runs a bit wide, but nicely done, Vino. Solid 5th. Yeah, that is that, ladies and gentlemen. That actually seals season 5. And well done to our race winner, who's also our championship winner.
Yeah, finishing it off in style. Showing why he ends the season's champ, and P2 also finishing second on the championship. So showing why they ended up there.
Of course, consistent races, every race they pretty much fought, and they fought hard. Some of the races came together, some of it, like you said earlier in the stream, there was a couple of them which did not actually fall completely into place, but you know, at the end of the day it worked out. There's a champion, we have a runner-up, and yeah, and of course now it's just that big wait for 2020 so we can get the show on the road again. Looks like the only person that stayed penalty free tonight was Dickie P, until he disconnected.
Looks like Mackett also.
And Mackett as well, yes, Mackett also, no penalties.
Excellent.
And no penalties with that pace, and because if you look at the time gaps he had on some of the guys, normally if you fly that fast you pick up penalties, but not tonight. Well done, Mackett. Definitely vote for driver of the day if there was something like that, yeah. He controlled the race, got away clean at the start, and from there never looked back.
Yeah, there was no stopping him tonight. He had that championship in his sights and was not gonna let it go.
Was determined, and he made sure it paid off. But yeah, that is that, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you once again. We thank you for the support, for all you guys watching. Thank you for the regulars. Of course, last Friday we also borrowed this channel due to technical issues. I know some of the guys watching tonight also came out watch on that on Friday night as well. But guys, we appreciate the support. Also, thank you for the comments, for those of you who post comments regularly. Of course, it's just going to be a couple of weeks, but if you follow the stream, of course, you will get notifications once we broadcast again. So just make sure that you hit like and subscribe there. Every time we go online, you'll get a notification automatically. But we will definitely be back in July with the new F1. But till then, you guys take care, you stay safe, and we hope to see you in.
Cheers. See you in F1 2020.